All right, let's get it underway. Round one is starting. Clint Steele in the black trunks, Joe in the purple trunks, and already this is going to look like a great technical fight here. Clint Steele on camera, looking pretty sharp. Shout outs to Clint. Now, Joe being the taller fighter, this is going to make an interesting dynamic for this fight. It's going to be interesting to see how Clint Steele weathers the storm. It's a bit of a David and Goliath fight, and down goes Clint Steele.
Yeah, David and Goliath fight, but with the opposite result so far. Beautiful, just like a slingshot punch, just right down onto the forehead, knocks Clint to the ground, and it's a tough start for our lad.
But you know what we say, we've seen this time and time again, the early knockdowns, while impactful, if you have a short memory, it's going to be something you can kind of overcome. Let's see how Clint Steele rises to the challenge, but right now, Joe on a good advantage. Now, Joe being the taller fighter here, Solly, he's got the advantage of being able to swing around the guard of Clint Steele, but I think the keys to victory for Clint Steele is going to be that patented uppercut that he has. If he can get in under the guard and those arms and work his way on the inside, he's going to be able to do some damage. But Joe doing the right thing out here, basically keeping his opponent at bay, keeping him at the razor's edge of that jab, but Clint Steele trying to work his way in, working that speed.
Yeah, and you mentioned the uppercut, right? This is going to be a challenge because you can't land that right on the face the way you normally do. He's so tall that you're really kind of reaching on that punch. However, though, that body, very good target, and boom! Oh, with the little hand roll, and there goes Clint for the second time.
Man, a hammering thud to the body. That was crazy. I mean, King Joe living up to the name, a lot of power in King Joe's hands, and King Joe looking in a lot of control. Clint Steele hurt. Clint's got to back up. He's punching while he's dizzy, and you know Clint, he does get excited. He just wants to throw hands. He's got to calm down. If he can manage to weather out these next 50 seconds, he'll be able to kind of calibrate and adjust for the second round.
I think so, but right now, you know, that's easier said than done in the middle of these onslaughts. Like, anytime he thinks he has a moment to rest, here comes a bunch of shots that you just, you know, from Joe that you just didn't expect. And one of them is always putting either stunning or knockdown power.
What I like from Joe is, oh my God.
There it is.
Left. A TKO puts an early end to this fight. Joe doing the absolute smart thing, using that reach to his advantage. We've said time and time again throughout the night that the taller fighters with the bigger arm reach really need to use that outboxing. Man, what an amazing display here by Joe. Joe working the body, working that jab, sending the long-range sniper shots down for Clint. Clint was just not able to weather the storm. Joe doing exactly what he needed to do, using those long arms to get around the guard of Clint. Very well played. King Joe coming out here 10-6 with a TKO action. Oh my goodness. Let's take a look at it. 3 knockdowns, of course, and let's take a look at the damage. 1277 to 544 for your winner. Out of the blue corner, King Joe. That was quick. That was quick. Yo, KJ Productions, welcome back. Welcome back. The GIF in the chat, the world record. We got to talk to the boxers. Big Thungus. Welcome to the RIngsideVR family, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the follow. Let's talk to the homies real quick. So we got to get in on the action. Clint, let me talk to you first, bro. That was a very quick round. Shout outs to King Joe, man. I'm surprised at how fast that went down. Were you surprised at the hands from King Joe? Tell us how you were feeling about that fight.
I'm not like complaining, but my POV, I didn't feel getting tagged that much. I don't know if you like go back into the footage, but I had like my guard like this for the body shot because I saw it. I was like, boom. I don't know if you can go back to the footage and check that out, but I definitely did that. But besides that, a good fight, bro. Honestly, I didn't really feel the damage at all. Hit me with some good shots, but Still, but whatever it is, bro, it's a game, and also it was a good fight. So, GG's, man.
It was a great fight, and so you're using your instincts. I know you're using your elbow to
Yeah.
block the body. The elbow control in the game is weird, right? Because like it's not reliable.
Yeah.
Because you don't have anything in the controller really controlling the elbow. So sometimes you have to like overly twist the wrist to make the elbow go down. And a lot of the times it's better just to drop the whole hand down there to the side. And it's not something that you're used to, right? But it's, again, like you said, it's a game, you know what I mean? Like, so there's bound to be what we call that VR jank, right?
Oh, yeah,
and
exactly.
honestly, and we'll hear from King Joe here in a second. He had surprising amounts of power in the long range. A lot of the times, from what I could see in that match, it was just sniping to the body, sniping, and the weak points on the body for the characters in this game, right there down in the middle, the solar plexus, that's an extra 40% damage on each one of those shots, right? So it's good that he was there targeting. You got the liver down there. It's a lot, and again, like you were relying on the elbow, but the elbow is unreliable in this game, you know what I mean? So it was very interesting to see, man. King Joe actually did his thing out there. Very big congrats to him. Very entertaining match, man. Clint, I gotta also say, bro, start dropping the links to your videos in the self-promotion channel, man.
Oh, definitely.
We gotta let people know, get some of those views up, man. Get some people to watch the content, because I think that video is very interesting. Kind of showing the techniques for the uppercut. Great editing, bro. I got an idea for some edits leading up to this tournament. And I think that's just like you were saying, like just some highlights. I think we want to really like showcase some of the more prominent boxers and just give them some highlight videos, bro. So if you got some time, man, just let me know, bro. I'd love to work with you on some more stuff.
Of course, man. Appreciate it too.
Absolutely.
Good fight, bro. Good fight.
Absolutely. Appreciate you for coming through. King Joe.
Hello. What's up?
King Joe, man. We got to change your call name from just Joe to King Joe, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, Joe is like, you know, average Joe, you know, regular Joe. King Joe, you know, that's something special. I like that. You know what I mean? You did your thing out there today, man. Like, we've been talking about this all night with taller boxers. It's very interesting to see how taller boxers like really rush to crowd their opponent on the inside when you have the weapons at your disposal. You got long range and safety, and you use that range to your advantage in this game, man. So we heard from Clint. Clint was like, you know, I really didn't feel the damage. It was kind of surprising. Can you tell us how the fight went from your perspective?
I mean, from my perspective, he had a really high guard, So I just started jabbing, and I started jabbing to the body, and his hands never dropped. So at one point when he rushed in, I just pivoted. I think it was the second knockdown where I pivoted. I was just making basically pivots, just trying to keep him in the center of the ring and keep me on the outside, because I know I'm way too tall for him to be inside my body. Then I wouldn't be able to get no shots in.
Yeah.
So I was just picking him apart, whichever part of his body was open.
That's
And it was just mainly the body.
Great strategy, bro. It's so hard to do in VR boxing, and I'm pretty sure you know from experience that being the taller fighter, being somebody who depends on range without the pain factor of like tagging somebody, it's hard to keep them to respect the distance and keep them like having that fear. So using the movement, pivoting, working on the back foot, you know, using L steps, like anything you can do to maintain damage and keep them on the razor's edge of the punch, that's what you got to do, you know what I'm saying? And so shout outs to you, one of the few boxers that I've actually seen be able to actually work the outside very well. It was a great fight, man. Can't take nothing away from you. It looked great. Can't wait for the video to come out, dog. Any last words before we get on to the next fight?
Nah, just, you know, thank you for having me here. You know, it was fun. You know, it was a little fast, but you know, it's still cool.
Look, even when it's fast, it's good, bro. You know what I'm saying? We got about 30 minutes left before we get into overtime for the stream anyway, so we appreciate the quick fights and the quick nights. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and get these guys off the stage, and let's get the new boxers up. And while we do that, I'm going to go talk to the chat. So we got a message in chat. Will you ever do open fight nights? We do open fight nights every Thursday here in the Discord. It's called Crossing the Void. You know, we do a lot of team battles, King of the Ring. Anybody can jump in. So it's a little something we like to do in the middle of the week to keep the action going. As the poll will be rolling, a lot of people like, hey, you guys should turn that into a streamed night as well. So who knows? We may look to add another exhibition, or it might just be an open fight night, you know? We'll see what the Discord community wants to do and see what we can kind of make happen, right? I really gotta manage that time, but yo, definitely consider it, you know? Really question, wonder why he didn't feel the damage. Well, a lot of the times the damage, how it works is Terrell McKnight Jr., the poll's going to be in the Discord. I'll probably have Tesco drop the official poll tomorrow to really, and I'll make an announcement for it and make sure everybody's kind of aware. Sometimes in this game, so the damage comes in two forms, right? Either you're going to get a major hit, like a counter hit, you get a flashbang, right? And you're going to see a big white flash, you're going to get disoriented, you know you just got rocked. Other times, it's a slow grind. It takes a long time to pepper the damage in on the body, and the screen will go slowly gray, right? With the other times, you got to try to look at the hit sparks. So you got blue, you've got yellow, you've got red, right? Blue hit sparks, you kind of see if you got hit in the face, you see like a blue spark. That was a light tap. Yellow is like a really decent tap. Red is like, okay, they hit you with dang near max power, right? So it's a little something to get used to because there's nothing, unless you got maybe like a VR like vest or something like let you know where the hit registration is. It's something that's hard to see, right, and hard to pay attention to until it's a little too late, right? So very, very interesting there. And King Joe had the power, right? He did what he needed to do, targeted the body, you know. And so yeah, very good round all the way through.
All right, super. We got a little bit of a low battery for Oliveira. So do we have? I think we have our next fighter set up and ready.
Yeah. Whoever's up next, I'm down for it, bro.
All right, we got Charles Dubronx Oliveira in the blue corner, and then Tripp in the red.
All right, let's see. Let's go back here. I don't know why this observer. All right, let me see here. Charles Dubronx Oliveira in the blue corner, and Tripp in the red corner. And I'm assuming that they're not going to be on camera, right? I don't see them up on the stage. That's fine. We can go ahead and start the match. Let's go ahead and get on to this next battle. Three minutes on the clock, guys. You already know what to do. 3 minutes, three-minute rounds here in the arena. We got Charles Dubronx Oliveira rocking the classic gold and black fit. And then we've got Tripp, Mr. Don't Trip himself. Let's go. Rocking the white and black. How y'all feeling, chat? We're rolling into the wee night hours, the late night hours. Hope you guys are up with us, because I'm ready to see some more boxing action.
Ooh, and already a bunch of punches landing. This is like pre-anti-spam fighting. Both of these guys slugging it out. And Dubronx Oliveira hit down first. Did not see that one coming.
Let's take a look at their Tripp coming in with the 1-2, setting him up. Bam, right there. Hit him with the 2 before he could even respond. The pistol, sharp whip coming down there. Hey, you got to be careful. It's late at night, boy. That man going to wake you up.
Yeah, this is, it's late and for different people, different time zones. But no matter what, if you're in the ring, you got to stay sharp. Can't get caught by stuff like that.
Absolutely. Tripp looking absolutely sharp here. Looking spry, keeping that head movement, showing a good look to Oliveira. Oliveira, though, again, early knockdown in the first round. You got to have a short memory about that. Just work on staying active in this round and learning as much as you can. And do not get into a firefight with Tripp, because it looks like he is froggy and he's ready for some action.
Mm-hmm. And Tripp.
Oh, your audio went out there, Solly. All right,
but
we lost Solly.
No!
Oh, there he's back. Just as Oliveira puts
you can't hear me
on the ground. No, you're good. You're good. We got you.
Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, he reminds me a little bit of Yo Boy until he got knocked down.
Oh, Tripp or Oliveira?
Tripp.
Yeah,
right, because he's got the hands down. He's looking for big power shots. He's hitting real heavy, but kind of almost similar to Yo Boy there too, right? The hands are open, and there are some really big shots that Oliveira can land if he can get the hooks. The only challenge is don't get a punch traded for it.
Yeah. I mean, Oliveira is giving about as much as he could take. These thundering hooks coming down on Tripp. But he's got to be careful. Tripp eating a lot of damage, trying to not get his head out of the way. Oliveira landing some more shots. Tripp taking a lot of damage. He's got to be careful. Ooh. Big right hand puts Oliveira down.
Oh! And that's 2 in round 1. He is in the danger zone. And that really is what we see between the higher level fighters, is that, you know, that window where you can be, you know, a little bit unattentive, a little bit undisciplined, gets smaller and smaller and smaller up until the point where, you know, you're fighting the best fighters. There's no point outside of the breaks where you can take it easy. And honestly, even in the breaks, you got to be thinking about what you're doing next round.
Ibermatch, appreciate that. Yeah, the instant replay for some reason running into some tech gremlins tonight. We might have lost the instant replay for the rest of the stream. Sometimes this happens.
Damn.
I'm not sure why, but yeah, we got the first one in there. It's all good. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. Sorry about that, Solly.
All good, all good.
All right, round number 2. This is an explosive late night round, man. Tripp coming in with the fire. Oliveira matching him speed for speed. Tony Lou's alt said, I'm loving this. Bob, you already know we trying to bring the sauce to you guys late at night. You know what I'm saying? Ibermatch chiming in saying, all good. Second time is just as good as the first. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. We're going to just let the rest of these matches kind of rock without the instant replay camera. I'm pretty sure something went down with OBS. When you go for these long streams, and something always messes up, and I'm not really sure why.
The mystery of the tech gremlins. But yeah, we are back and into the fight. Instead of fighting tech gremlins, these two are fighting each other through the pixels and throwing hands and virtual lands.
Oh, 100%, man. Round number 2, the adjustment round, right? Both fighters now know what each fighter is bringing to the table. The cards are set up. Right now, it's just who's going to take the fall.
You know, based on that first round, could be anybody. And likely we're going to see a couple more knockdowns before